or I try to, you know, be perfect. Ooh, that workout was... Anyways guys, my name's Anthony, welcome back to my channel. Inside of this video, from the title you can already tell, it's about depression, my daily struggles, and how I'm actually going to fix it. Let's start with the basics. Number one, as you could already tell from the start of the video, I was working out. This is one way where I tackle negative thoughts. First things first, this isn't a magical pill. It's not going to be something that we can rely on or fall back onto every time we have negative thoughts. From experience, I've realized that we must incorporate this into our daily lives, make it a lifestyle thing, you know, something that you do before dinner, something that you do before work, whether it's 5, 10, 15 minutes. And you know, I've tried to make this a habit inside of my life. And of course, as guys, we do this to make gains, right? We do this to build bigger biceps, bigger triceps, and every time we see a hot lady. In other words, from experience, I've realized that we must put this habit building process ahead of, you know, looking good, because the end result is going to be looking good if you can keep going with this habit every single day. And over time, when we look back, it's like, oh my God, this is how far we've come. This is the result that we've actually built from putting in small efforts every day. Another thing that I try to do is every time I have negative thoughts, I kind of take a step back and I, you know, analyze the situation and I go, well, what's happening? Like, am I doing too much of this? Am I doing too much in general? Am I multitasking? And then most of the time, it's a case of me doing too much. It's a case of me trying to be perfect. I mean, we're only human. We don't need to be perfect. I don't have the biggest eyes in the world. I don't have, you know, the same shaped eyes on both sides. I don't have perfect teeth. And that's just life. I mean, I've given up on trying to clear the sink of dishes every single night. It's called getting a girlfriend. So here's the situation. Over the past 3 years, I've tried, you know, quitting my job. I've tried, you know, trying to make money online. I've tried trying to build a lifestyle where I can work anywhere in the world, going from a PT in a gym to a PT online. And all those things didn't really work out for me. But, you know, there's no regrets. There's no going back. I mean, all these things have built my experiences up. It's made me who I am today. And as a guy in a traditional Asian family, you know, we don't usually move out when we're 18. And I made this choice when I was about 21, 23, and it's one of the best decisions that I've ever made. I mean, moving away from my family, giving me that space. You know, I was living in a bedroom with my brother, sleeping in the same room. I didn't have my own personal space. I couldn't do this, you know, I couldn't film and talk to you guys without people interrupting me. And I was like, cool, I moved out, I'm on my own, there was so much freedom, but then there was more problems. Number one, this was unplanned. As soon as I moved out, I got a girlfriend. Huge mistake, don't do that at all. Make sure you avoid Tinder, Grindr, all those things. Honestly, just live solo, buy a bunch of CDs, buy some plants, and, you know, just maybe talk to your plants a little bit. G'day, Matt, how you going? Would you like some water? You feeling thirsty there? That leads me to my next point, being weird, being myself. Funny thing is, I've always told myself that if I was to get a girlfriend, I'd want that other person to love who I am. I want that person to laugh at my jokes. I want that person to accept me for who I am. And for the majority of my life where I've been looking for a partner, a girlfriend, well, those girls haven't really loved me for me. Okay, maybe that's a wrong way to put it, but they've always found me as a weird guy. And I've always thought, well, maybe it's my looks, maybe it's my buzz cut, maybe it's, I don't know. Another thing is, as humans, we care too much about what other people think. We have this, you know, subconscious mindset where we're like, oh, maybe that person is looking at me while I'm breathing or something. But at the end of the day, the thing is, you're gonna wake up the next day or the next week, and whoever saw you do whatever you did, you know, maybe you cracked a joke and someone looked over and you're like, oh, maybe they're judging me, but next week, what I said didn't really matter. So, be you, be yourself. I mean, be weird. And that's why I started talking to the camera again. For quite some time, last month or so, I've stopped talking to the camera because I thought, well, I should make certain videos and be behind the camera rather than in front of the camera. But I like being weird. I like being weird with other people. I like knowing that there are other people just like me. If you are, make sure you like this video so I know. Anyways, moving on, I've now come to the conclusion where if I'm doing too much, I'm gonna be feeling stressed. And if I am feeling stressed, then I'll kind of look at what I'm doing, whether it's at work. Am I doing too much? Am I, getting distracted too often, looking at my phone, looking around? That's going to create stress. But how do I know if I'm feeling stressed? I start thinking negative thoughts like, oh my God, that guy, it sucks, or, this job sucks, what am I doing? Why am I working 5 days a week? And this works almost every time. I take a step back, or, I start moving slowly, I start doing less, or I'll, just kind of cruise through the next 5-10 minutes and just focus on my breath. They call it meditating, right? But I call this focusing on my breath. Of course, when I first started, I was like, well, this isn't really working. It's not really doing much. But the more you practice, the more I practiced, the better I got at it, the more focused I could be on my own breath rather than my own thoughts, I'm sure you've heard people say, get out of your mind, get out of your head. This isn't reality. This isn't what's actually happening. It's what's around you, people you surround yourself with. Personally, I've tried to, choose my friends wisely. I try not to talk to people who are being negative, who are negative, who only talk negative, people at work, for example. Oh my God, that guy is slow. And it's like, well, just do your best, do your work. Don't work twice as hard because someone else is working twice as slow. Just be efficient, You do you, brother. On the same topic, consider this. On this side, the negative thoughts, the negative things that are happening, everything is negative. On this side, the positive things, being able to work out, being able to have food, being able to drink water, clean air. Focusing on this versus focusing on this. Which one do you want to focus on? Yeah, in a day, you only have this much energy. How much energy do you want to put on this side versus this side? Because as you probably already know, this side drains you. This side just takes energy away from you, and by the end of the day, you're like, I'm tired, I'm stressed. Whereas on this side, it's like a drug. You take a sniff, you're all good. And not to brag or anything, but one of the biggest habits that I built when I was in high school or my young, adult life is to walk away from people, walk away from negative people. And that's the easiest way to walk away from your problems, to walk away from negative things and, clear your mind. But here's a secret, and I've told my girlfriend this, I can't walk away from her every time we fight. It's different when you're with your friends or you're with acquaintances. You can simply walk away from them. You can make an excuse like, I've got something on, I've got to go now, and just avoid them. Messenger, Instagram, your phone, you can block them, you can delete them. This reminds me, you have full control of the people you hang out with, the people you talk to, the people that can talk to you. And this reminds me, in short, choose who you want to talk to, choose who you want to spend your time with, choose the things that you want to do. And that's the book that I just showed you, where you can make time for the things that you want. We should stop saying things like, we don't have time, just like my parents do. That's something that we can learn from. That's a habit that we should just cut. We should put it on the chopping board and chop it up. Because if you think about it, it's already July 2021. Time flies. So much time has flown by, and well, if we're not making videos or doing things that we love, that we enjoy, projects that we want to work on, personally, I think that time is everything. So maybe I should just end the video here. All in all, the thing that I want you to take away from this, that I think is the biggest thing that I can share, the most valuable thing, is do less. Do less for more. You don't have to wash every single dish. You don't have to clean every single thing in your room. You don't have to make it look like this, a piece of trash. You don't have to do so many things in a day. Just pick and choose what you want to do, when you want to do it. Just make time for it. You know, maybe you schedule it in. If you're feeling tired like I did this morning, that's why I worked out, to get the blood flowing. And then that's when things started to flow, to, you know, have a good breakfast, a big breakfast with enough protein that would keep me full for, you know, a couple hours before my next meal, my next snack. And on top of that, let me list a bunch of things or techniques, solutions that I believe works for me. And these aren't just things that I've, you know, pulled out of my butthole, but these are things that I've learned from experience, that I've tried, that I've, you know, pulled out of books. And it's allowed me to stay happy, to stay focused, to put myself first, to invest in myself, and not waste my time and my effort, my energy on negative people, negative things. Focusing on the rise and fall of your chest. Walking away from negative people, negative thoughts. This includes cutting off ties and friendships where people actually drain your energy. Minimizing distractions. That might mean putting your phone on airplane mode, or perhaps no data and only communicating through SMS. Exercising daily. This morning I only did 15 minutes and I found that was perfect. Having somewhat of a routine. It doesn't have to be perfect. It might mean having breakfast in the morning. It might mean rolling out, you know, stretching, doing a 15-minute workout. Adopting more of a minimalistic life versus a materialistic life. I tried doing this over the past 12 months or so, and I know that over the past 3 years, I've barely bought anything. I've tried to avoid clothes shopping, but of course we're not all perfect. So the best we can do is try to minimize materialism, sleep and diet. Sleep is one thing that I try to maximize every day. I see sleep as recovery, you know, for our muscles, for our brain. If we don't get enough sleep, we're not going to recover in time to then tackle tomorrow. I'm gonna finish up with diet. Since Feb this year, 2021, I've actually become mostly vegan. It's for a different reason other than being healthy or losing weight. Just because you're wondering, it was more for climate change. And I know I was skeptical too, but once I started watching Netflix documentaries, I just couldn't help it. But going mostly vegan, that's made me realize that having brown rice, for example, or having less meat, that's allowed me to not feel as heavy, to have more energy throughout the day, to have steady energy, and just feel great, to feel that everything that I'm consuming is actually good for me. And also my why I wake up and I want to consume a vegan diet. Just like why we want to make the most of every single day, every minute, every amount of energy that we have. We want to put that to good use, to make us feel good, to build something that we can, you know, see inside of our lives, like our bodies, our habits, and relationships. Anyways, thank you for joining me again. I hope you enjoyed this video. My name's Anthony. Make sure you like this video, make sure you subscribe to help me out. Catch you in the next video. Bye.